Hi, today we are at Charles Price Memorial Park, located in Middletown, Delaware, and we're going to be making an FPV flight with a Finwing Penguin to this place, the Old Bohemia Church, located in Maryland. We're going to have some challenges with this flight today. One is it's overcast, so the visibility is not as good as it could be. Secondly, we're not familiar with this area, so we have a few checkpoints between our launch site here and the church, and there are not that many. I'll do the best to point those checkpoints out along the way. And finally, we've got a pretty good wind coming out of the south. We're flying on a westerly heading, so that wind's going to continuously try and push us north of that heading. So we'll see how it goes. The Old Bohemia Church that we're flying to today has a pretty interesting history. It was founded in 1704, and it has a cemetery off to the side, and there are some pretty old grave sites dating back to the 1700s there, one of which is Kitty Knight. Kitty Knight is a pretty interesting local hero in this area for that time. In the War of 1812, the British had burnt down Georgetown, and they were in the process of torching some houses and a church. Kitty Knight stood up to them and prevented them from doing it. You can read more about that about Kitty Knight and the church on the internet. All right, we're coming up on our first checkpoint. It's that building just coming under the starboard wing, and the road we're about to cross is Route 301. Off in the distance, you can see the next checkpoint. It's a farmhouse, and it's just about off the nose where those two lines of trees come together. We're veering off our heading right here just for a moment. The idea is to check the ground speed on the heading that we would be taking going back home. We didn't want to get caught where we're all the way out at the church and turn around to come back and find we've got a bigger headwind than we thought, and we can't get back. Everything looks good, so we're getting back on our original heading. So our next checkpoint is coming up. It's right off the nose. It's another farmhouse, and after we cross over it, there will be no further checkpoints until we get to the church. The church is now coming into view. It's off the right side of the nose on the other side of that light brown field. And beyond that, you can actually see the Bohemia River. Also interesting to note is the angle that we're holding, where the nose of the plane is actually off to the left of the church, and that's to compensate for the southerly wind. We're 3 miles out now, and circling the church, you can see the cemetery down on the left side of the church. We're at 325 feet. Our battery voltage is good. Our battery capacity is looking good. It's time to head back home. Okay, we're coming up on our launch point. That's us down there on that track on the left side.